I'm here with head coach Johnnie Keen of the UCCS men's soccer team. First off, Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, Coach, busy weekend. You guys were on the road, first off playing Adams State and then going to Fort Lewis, winning both of those. You know, how big were those games?
They're big games. I mean, on the road before playoffs. We knew that we had locked in playoffs before that, but both of those games were conference games and meant a lot to our seeding. So really important to get those wins. And after the weekend prior to that, we kind of lost our focus and our discipline, and thought the guys bounced back really well and showed well this past weekend.
And then this Wednesday, first RMAC tournament game playing CSU Pueblo. You know, what are some factors going into that game?
I mean, everything else you put behind you, it's that you're into a conference game now. You got two teams that did well enough to make it into the top six, so you're gonna have a quality team, and CSU Pueblo's a quality opponent. So we've played them twice this season, once as an exhibition and once during the regular season. In both games we're very close, so we expect much of the same tomorrow.
And last game it was here. We won 2-1. J.R. Calhoun and Sebastian Hirschberg both got the goals. I remember it was a very physical game. Is that one of the keys of the game, is to match the physicality?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get to this point in the season, you got two teams that are fighting to play another game and for season not to end. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to match the physicality of your opponent. You don't want to get pushed over. That's the foundation of the way we play. We like to work hard and be physical, and but on top of that, you got to put everything else together. Everything we've worked on this season. We've got to make sure we're making those things happen, and we don't let the physicality of the game get to us and then take us off of our game. So yeah, we definitely need to match that, but we need to make sure we take care of everything else as well. And
Coach, this game is at Mountain Lion Stadium. I know after that Fort Lewis and Adams trip, you're very sick of riding buses back and forth. How nice is it just to be home and have home field advantage?
It's great. I mean, last season we lost that final game of the season against CSU Pueblo, and it forced us into a fifth place RMAC spot, and we had to travel to Durango. And if we had lost to Durango or Adams, or excuse me, if we lost to Fort Lewis or Adams this weekend, we would have been traveling probably back to Durango. So it's really nice that we're not having to make that trip, and that we get to rest, train at home, and prepare to play on our home field.
And talking a little bit more about home field, we've been talking about it since day one. Been such a big factor. How much does it mean for your team to have this home field advantage?
Home field advantage is a big factor, and certainly for our fans, it's nice to have them there. But looking back at some of our recent results, specifically Colorado Mesa, we had them at home and they tore us apart in front of a decent crowd. So really, home field advantage it's a nice thing to have, but the team needs to show up. That it doesn't matter if we're not there and prepared to play and just mentally engaged to the game and what needs to happen. So certainly happy that we get to play in front of our fans and family here, but the most important thing is that we're prepared.
And your last game was Sunday. Now, turning around, getting ready for another game, how big is it for your team, and how do they keep their head on the shoulder and really stay mentally ready for these games, going from Sunday to Wednesday?
Well, we're in the same boat as everyone else. Pueblo had to play some games this weekend too, so so as far as that goes, we're in the same boat. Not too concerned about that. We had a great training session this morning. We recovered yesterday from the road trip, and we'll have a small training session tomorrow morning to make sure we're all on the same page. So not worried about that at all. Just ready to play. And
then Coach, just in, Dave Meyer won RMAC Goalkeeper of the Week. I've been harshing on it all the time, but how big is your defense this year?
They're doing a great job. I think we're at 7 shutouts now, and David has struggled to get to full health this season, and he's finally there, and he's playing well, and the defense is a big key to that. So we're looking forward to seeing the all-conference and nominations come out, and definitely has some players in our back line that I put up for that award, and hopefully one or two of those guys get recognized, because I think the defensive group for us this season has been very strong.
There you have it, head coach Johnnie Keen of the UCCS men's soccer team. Coach, good luck tomorrow.